today I'm doing a review for you guys slash first impressions, kind of, I'll explain. And it is going to be of a foundation and a powder that I bought last time I was in Korea, which, by the way, I am going to Korea very soon and I am super excited. Well, actually like a couple months from now, but let me have my moment. So this is actually from a Japanese brand, even though I picked it up while I was in Korea, and it is from Anna Sui. So hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. I haven't tried a ton of products from Anna Sui. They're very well known for their beautiful packaging, and this has to be some of the prettiest packaging I've ever encountered or seen in makeup. This has literally been sitting like on my makeup collection on display for everyone to see because I think it deserves its own little spotlight, but I digress. So I bought this from Shinsegae while I was in Korea from their duty-free floor. I probably went back and forth to that stand like 4 or 5 times. The sales associate probably thought I was nutso, which is not an unusual thing for me. So I'd go back, look at it, change my mind, walk away, come back. So I literally couldn't help myself. I was like, why I say it's half review, half first impressions is because I've actually used this Anna Sui foundation, which, by the way, this is just their liquid foundation, I would say 2 or 3 times, and I have yet to try this powder. So this is their Anna Sui loose face powder. So now that I've literally talked your ear off, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the review slash first impressions. And as always with first impressions slash reviews, I don't have anything on my skin besides a little bit of sunscreen, and I'm using today the Innisfree Eco Safety Daily Sunblock in SPF 35. I'm not gonna use a primer with this, and I'm not gonna use concealer because I wanna show you guys how this wears throughout the day on its own. And because they're so beautiful, I'm gonna be reviewing them together. Okay. Alright, so now that we are up close and personal, let me go ahead and show you guys what's going on with my skin. So I had a pimple recently, so I still have some residual marking. I've actually been breaking out on my chin a good amount, so I do have some marking down there, dark under eye circles, and I've got this little spot on my nose. It's a blackhead that will not go away. It's like a stubborn little blackhead that has like made its home on my nose and is refusing to vacate the premises. Look how pretty. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it beautiful? I'm having way too much fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into applying this onto my skin. So I'm just gonna use a beauty blender, pump some onto the back of my hand. And again, I am in shade 102. My beauty blender's still a little too wet. This is real life, you guys. Okay, so I would say I have sufficiently blended the foundation into my skin. As you can see, it didn't take a lot of effort to blend the foundation onto my skin. It sits really nicely. It also offers very nice coverage, which is something that I really like about this foundation, because as you can see from this pimple on my chin, it is pretty much covered up. I'm pretty satisfied with the coverage of this without a concealer. So now that I have gone ahead and put this all over my skin, I'm gonna go ahead and set everything with the powder. So again, I am in shade N701. The powder is just like, I'm speechless. I know. So this is the powder. Just sits in there. Okay, so I guess I have to cut this. I'm scared. Anyone recognize these that ruined my eyebrows? I just took the comb off of it. Oh! Okay. This is such a shame you have to cut this pretty, like, graphic. Okay. Then I gotta cut this way. Oh, it's getting messy, guys. It's getting messy. I didn't know this first impressions review was gonna turn into arts and crafts hour. It looks like that once you go ahead and cut it, if you guys can tell or see that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and replace that back in there. Okay. Oh, I'm so fancy. One thing I I will say, this is probably not the most travel-friendly powder. I mean, you probably could keep this in your purse if you wanted to and just whip it out. Could you imagine? Don't mind me while I powder my face. All right, so it is about 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and wear this throughout the day and check in with you guys to show you guys how it is wearing. Essentially, I already kind of know how I feel about this foundation, but I just wanna show you guys the wear of it throughout the day, and this we're gonna be testing out on top. So far, I love this. It looks beautiful. The finish is very natural looking, and what's nice about this foundation, it actually sits more on the matte side. So if you gravitate more towards matte foundations, which I personally usually do, this is a foundation that you'll probably like. So let's go ahead and get into some close-ups, and then I will check in with you guys in a couple hours. Alright guys, so it is the end of the night. It is 7:37, which means I've had a full day of wear with this foundation. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like and also let you guys know my thoughts on the foundation. So first off, let's start with the foundation, since like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I have some experience wearing this and I already kind of have my thoughts put together on this foundation. So overall, I think this foundation is actually a very nice foundation. One thing that I would fix is that the shade is a little bit cool toned on my skin, so I wish this had a little bit more of a warmer base to it, but it has great coverage. It looks really nice on the skin. It has a nice, somewhat matte finish, and also it lasts throughout the day. So as you're gonna see when I show you guys the close-ups, you can still see the foundation on my skin. You can still see that it's sufficiently covered this pimple down here, or this red mark on my chin, and it just is an overall excellent foundation. Now this is very pricey, so would I say it's worth the money? Probably not, because I think there are a lot of great foundations out there that are substantially cheaper than this. However, I think the packaging is kind of what sells it. So if you are someone who really appreciates beautiful packaging and you want to get something from Anna Sui, say you're like a fan of Anna Sui, I would say with this that with the makeup, you're actually getting good makeup inside this instead of just the packaging. So not only does it have beautiful packaging, but this foundation is also excellent. Now moving on to the powder, of course, same kind of concept with the foundation. You're really paying for the packaging here, because this is a very expensive powder considering this is a loose powder. Now, in all honesty, I don't find anything spectacular about this loose powder. I think it's pretty much your typical run-of-the-mill loose powder, except it does come in this beautiful packaging. So it's kind of the same concept. Again, if you want to get something from Anna Sui, you want something beautiful that will sit on your makeup stand or wherever, kind of use it as a decorative item, and you want something that's functional, that has makeup, that's actually good makeup, I think that these are great. Like I said, are they worth the price tag? Probably not, but I'm still really happy that I picked them up, that I was able to try something from the brand. So I will leave the review at that, and we will jump into the close-ups here. So as you can see, my skin still looks pretty nice. The coverage is still there. Down here, this little mark is pretty covered. It does look a little dry, which is my only thing, but that's kind of how foundation gets at the end of the day. But as you can tell, it still looks really nice. It's still on my skin, which is a good thing. And yeah, so the coverage is good, lasted all day. I'm really happy with this foundation and powder. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impression / review of some Anna Sui products, and let me know if you guys have tried anything else from this brand that you guys have enjoyed as well. As always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!